You are listening to the Calvary Chapel Salmon podcast. Today's a very amazing day. It's a beautiful day outside, actually. Very sunny, very nice. Lots of good things going on. But we're in this cold, dark, damp basement for you guys.
Wow.
But we're not alone, me and Hagen.
That's right. We have a guy whose first name cannot be said without his last name.
Yes, that is true. Joining with us is Joshua John, or some would say Josh John.
That's right. One syllable.
One syllable, Josh John.
That's how
We
we
actually
do
were
it.
talking about this the other day, Josh
And you would
John.
think
Where are
he's
you?
Asian. Josh John, but he's not.
No.
He's Indian.
And this is all my fault why he's called that. Because growing up, me and Josh went to the same high school, and there was two Joshes in our grade. Josh Thomas and Josh John. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, to differentiate between them, I was like Josh John and then Josh Thomas.
You never called him Josh Thomas. It's always Josh and Josh John.
Josh and the other Josh.
Pretty much.
Well, maybe, yeah. So that's just kind of something I carried over to here, and now everyone just calls you Josh
Do you
John.
You're
got
such a
CBI,
trendsetter, Jordan.
Would you-
Jordan Schaefer.
Jordan.
Is that funny?
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. How you doing today, Josh?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good.
How about you?
Doing well. You rolled in yesterday, right?
That's right.
I went and got you from Missoula. How was your trip overall? Your whole travel experience?
It was pretty good.
Did you have a
know?
layover anywhere?
Yeah, Denver.
Oh, wow. I've never been there.
Really?
Yeah.
You should.
Really?
It's
Really?
nice out there.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I only know the airport. But
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you count going to somewhere as being in the airport for a
Yeah,
layover?
I've been to Paris. I've been in the airport for 5 hours on my way to Israel.
That does not count.
I went to Paris.
I don't think that counts. You have to at least leave the airport to say you've been somewhere.
Speaking of Israel, I got a text from Chris Begno yesterday morning.
Oh.
And he has an Israel trip planned for November 2026, so about 18 months out. And he wants to know if we want to do it with our church and him, his
Heck yeah.
church. So plan ahead.
I want to do that.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we should.
What a
I'll tell him
crossover.
yes.
November 2026. Yeah, I really got to know Chris Begno at the ECPC, East Coast Pastor Conference, when we went to the world's best cheesesteak restaurant,
Yeah.
Curly's.
Curly's.
And they were all these large men were packed into this one minivan, the JS crew, and Chris was like, "Hey, Hagen, do you got room in your
It's
car?"
just like me and Jordan in like this Jeep Compass or something. So
Yeah.
there's the whole back seat. And
Yeah.
Chris is like, "Can I ride with you guys?" It's like,
Sure. And so we got to drive back to the Calvary Church with him and just kind of got chit chat. He's such a fun guy. I love you, Chris, if you're listening.
I'm
You're
sure
great.
he is.
Yeah, I'm sure he tunes in every Friday.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know
yes.
what's
Michael-
crazy? We got the
From
CC
the
Philly
conference.
repping
Yes.
home.
Yes.
Or you don't even like associate with home anymore.
This
Wow.
is home.
This is home.
Yeah. My home away from home.
You're home away from home.
Yes.
That's right.
Michael McComas asked me on Thursday night, he goes, "Can I listen to the podcast on the app?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Can you show me how?" So I showed him how on the app. And I said, "Listen to this week's one." So this was Thursday, Fridays. I said, "It's Chase's. It's really good." And he goes, "Well, I'm going to start at the beginning and listen to all of them." And I
Wow.
said, "Bet."
Well, me and my wife will make sure that they're all up to date on the app because that might be something that I dropped the ball on.
Well, people are looking on the app.
Sure. So we'll double check that
Specifically
today.
Michael. Yes.
Yes, we'll make sure.
On his
You always
iPhone
got to do it
SE.
for that one person for the
Yes.
iPhone SE.
Yes.
So, Josh, what brings you up here?
I know Calvary Chapel Salmon is going to be doing a youth conference up in Stanley, Idaho.
sir.
So
Yes.
Mr. Jordan Schaefer asked if I could help out, and I was like, 100%.
Yep.
100%.
I want your worship expertise.
That's
So you're
right.
gonna be doing
Lead us
that.
into the throne room.
Right.
By the time this drops, we'll be coming home next
Yes,
week.
We'll be
but-
exhausted.
Yes.
We'll be beaten up, battered, and worn, and we'll just be driving home tired. And but
You
it'll
make
be
this sound
okay.
so like an amazing experience. You
It'll
know,
be
I flew
great.
from Philly to Salmon just to have
It'll
the
be
best time of
great.
my life.
It's just gonna be tiring though.
It's going to be a long week.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. You kind of get to escape it though, Hagen.
I know I'm going to sleep in Thursday morning. I think I'm going to come home, teach Wednesday night, then Thursday morning I'm just going to sleep in and meander my way up there whenever.
That's nice. Well, Hagen, I think we're doing a little bit too much of banter right now.
Some would say the
Oh.
first few minutes of our podcast is banter.
Sure.
But if you survive that, you'll get some good things.
Yes, that's what some would say.
Yeah. Troy.
Troy. Whatever. I was trying to think of his name. Troy. Whatever. And actually, I listened to some of your sermons, Troy. They're very good. I got your app. He's a Meridian, right?
Calvary Chapel Meridian.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It's good
Yes.
stuff. But we'll get away from this banter.
The best part would be like, yeah, we don't even have an app. I don't know what you're talking about.
I have one last banter.
Okay.
Trump and Elon are fighting. No one saw that coming. Gosh.
What did you say earlier today? You said like you got really big narcissists.
You have a narcissist and someone with autism
autism, yes.
coming against each other. It's like, this is just a disaster.
Yeah.
And no one will back down, right?
Sure.
And they'll just
Yeah.
keep escalating.
Yeah.
Throwing shade at each other. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very entertaining, you know?
Yeah, and some people are like, I always knew this Elon Musk guy was trouble. I always had a feeling. It's like, really? Did ya? I kind of like, who do you think's more on the right, Hagen? Let me ask you this.
In what?
This argument. Who do you think's more in the wrong? Because they're both kind of being,
Don't say it.
maybe some would say childish.
No.
With tweeting back and forth and throwing shade. It's a little unprofessional, kind of gives the conservative movement a bad look. Maybe some would say.
I don't know.
I'm not saying I'm saying that.
I think
but,
it makes it relatable.
okay, that's great.
I mean, we all think these thoughts. Why not have our leaders and the richest person in the world tweet them?
Sure. That's true. Yeah.
These are the people. These are my people.
Yeah, they're just speaking their mind.
Yeah.
They definitely do that. So who do you think's right?
Ooh.
Well, I don't understand the big, beautiful bill
Okay.
that the issue's kind of about. But, yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's no longer about the big, beautiful bill.
Yeah, it's going
there's
to be
much
about
deeper
Epstein,
issues going
the
on
Epstein
here
files.
than what meets the eye.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to see where it lands.
Sure. Yeah, I know that I keep on hearing different opinions about the big beautiful bill. And it's always the extremes. It's either awful or it's the best thing ever.
Well, some say, and I learned this from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, you say it, not me. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said when he got into politics as the governor of California, someone told him that it's like driving down a road. To the right is the gutter, to the left is the gutter, but right down the middle is where you go places. So that's his argument for middle balanced
Sure.
policies.
Yeah, and that works until it doesn't.
Sure.
Yeah, because sometimes the appearance of the middle of the road is really like there's like the right side and there's like the really really super wrong side, and the middle of the road's the wrong side.
It's still the wrong side.
It's still the wrong side. So, but yes, there's some truth there for sure.
So my point is the big beautiful bill is probably good and bad.
Sure, probably.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
It's maybe not as beautiful or big as we think.
Yeah, I think it's definitely big. I think there's definitely a lot of spending
Pages.
going on.
Spending, yeah.
Yeah, lots of money being spent.
Trump seems to like that.
Yeah, which shouldn't be surprising to people. Yeah, he's kind of like this big guy, and I think he's not as
The man who has his 64-story hotel plated in gold, like spending
Sure.
money, who would have thought?
And that's such an interesting thing about Trump, and this is the last thing we'll say about Trump, and then we'll move on to a much more important man. Everyone has this idea of who they think Trump is in their mind.
Yeah.
It's like, Trump is this to me. Trump is a super conservative, like no nonsense, so like he's like very money responsible guy. Like everyone has, or maybe other people just see him as like this other thing, and maybe some people just see him as the devil. But Trump's just this character.
He is whoever you need him to be.
Yeah, Trump's just this character that is who you imagine him to be, and it's just like there's just so many different. I don't know. It's just so interesting.
But if he'd come on our podcast, we get to know the real Donald Trump.
true.
So we'll just throw
Hopefully.
that out there.
Hey, Theo Vaughn, he went on Joe Rogan.
We're just one step down from them,
The
aren't we?
next one is us.
Yeah.
I think so. So yeah, it's just an interesting. It's almost like a psychological thing.
Well, people do this
People do this with Jesus.
with Jesus. They do this
Yes.
with people too. I think people do this with like spouses, and then like especially maybe even like dating and relationships. Like you make the person who you want them to be, but they're actually not like they're not that.
And then you marry him.
Some do, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like you just gotta have people be who they are, not who you want them to be,
Yeah.
which is tricky.
Yeah, we assume so much.
Yeah.
That's what we do with people. We just
So the
assume who they
takeaway
are.
is Hagen and I are the most sober-minded people.
Sure.
We don't want to paint, like fake versions of people.
What about me? Am I not sober-minded?
Apparently not.
I guess not. Okay.
Jordan
That's fine.
Schaefer.
Jordan Schaefer.
Well, Josh, what have you been up to? So let's just maybe
Let's
give
back
people
up. Let's rewind.
get some people some background.
Context.
So me and Josh grew up together. best friends, best man in my wedding. So great guy.
What was it like being in Jordan's wedding? Because I don't know about that.
Okay.
Because I wasn't.
Hagen, I think you're a little bitter, okay?
Bring that up
you need
anytime I can.
I think you need to move on from that. Okay, we weren't. Right now, if I could go back and redo it, you'd definitely be in the wedding, Hagen.
Would I
for
replace
sure.
Josh John?
I don't know about that. I don't know, but
I
you
know.
definitely
I see
be
the
there.
link.
You would definitely do the wedding.
Oh, wow.
For sure. Yes.
Right on.
Yes.
I'll settle for that.
But so we best friends, best man, and then
doesn't watch this.
last summer, it was last summer. You came up and interned with us after your year of CBI, and it was a great time. We did VBS together. You did a bunch of stuff. That's all just little things here and there at the church.
We did Mexico.
Went to Mexico for sure. Helped out Lee with a lot of worship stuff. So it was a pretty good season.
It was.
A good time, lots of learning. And then you decided to go from, where did you go after that?
Yeah, I know. I said like I was gonna go home to Philly.
Yeah, that was a big question all summer. Yeah.
I think it was just like that mindset you have after leaving CBI. It's like if you don't do ministry, you're kind of like you're screwing with your life, you know? So that's what I felt like when I went back home. I was like, I don't really have a opportunity. So I'm kind of like failing in life, you know? So I went to back to Yucca Valley because I like left a bunch of my stuff there thinking I was going to return as an intern.
Yes.
So when I went back, I had I was like, oh shoot, like this is where I could serve the Lord and I wouldn't be like
nobody.
failing in life. I wouldn't be a nobody, right? So I ended up talking to the senior pastor and the director or the president of CBI at his backyard in Gerald Hagerman's backyard.
With a nice pool.
With
the
a
heated
nice
pool.
You mean the former senior pastor?
I'm
of
at like
JS.
Of course.
BJ and
Yeah.
Gerald.
Oh, BJ.
DJ and Gerald?
BJ and Gerald.
Oh.
BJ was like, you want to talk about,
Big dogs.
let's talk about what you can do here. Let me call Gerald. We'll go to his backyard in a few minutes. So he's
Come
just-
in my backyard. Let's have a conversation about your future.
Nice.
so we worked it out where I could
You know too much.
come back. I could come back as an intern. And I did that from the whole like CBI school year.
Okay.
So I started maybe like a week after the program started.
And you weren't, and this is an important thing that I kind of got wrong all year. You weren't an intern at CBI. You were an intern at JS. And those
That's
are
right.
two separate entities. Very, very connected.
Yeah.
But so you were an intern for the church.
Yeah,
So
I was
what were
a-
your like responsibilities? What does that look like?
Day in the life.
Yeah. Give us a day in the life.
So for the first semester, I had a lot of opportunities helping out with worship. It was actually really cool because they even like entrusted me to lead every other Sunday night worship, which was
That is
just
a big
like
deal.
I was definitely like getting thrown into the deep, but I mean like that's how I learned, you know, was getting thrown into the deep. But other than that, I was learning a lot of like multimedia stuff, just getting trained in all those areas.
Multimedia like projectors, LED screens, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We actually got to put up an LED screen. We got to help the big guys out, like set
They're
it up.
pretty
and everything.
impressive.
They
Because
are.
they're like panels, right? You put them all together in an order or whatever, and then they all interconnect. And
That's
yeah.
exactly how it is. So even if like one panel breaks, all you got to do is like take that out and put a new panel.
that's
It's not
smart.
like the whole entire
Sure.
thing's broken.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah. When are we going to get our LED screen, Hagen?
Ooh.
I kind of like the wood background.
Okay.
Then I'd have to do PowerPoint or something, and I'm not into PowerPoint.
Does BJ do with his sermons like little things behind him?
Yeah, we do. We each
Just the
presenter
verses, right?
And the verses.
Oh, just the verses. Okay.
But if
it's
we
not
have-
like point one, blah, blah, blah.
Oh no. He doesn't do
Okay.
like points.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a big fan of that.
BJ has no points to his message.
Oh my
Just like me.
goodness.
It's just the
What's
word.
the point? I don't know. What'd you learn? That was it. Yeah.
The 4 points of.
Yeah.
But no, he has like. We have one of my friend. Her name's Jocelyn. She like creates the graphics for
Nice.
each book, and like we even do like posters and stuff. So it's like it's definitely like a lot for a graphic person to do, and the way she does it's like really insane. But yeah, we use Pro Presenter in the back, and if he has pictures every now and then, he'll throw them in on the LED screen. And when he did the East Coast Pastors Conference, he came back and he had a bunch of pictures from Curly's. So Jordan Schaefer and Hagen
I saw
Miller
that.
made it on the LED screen.
He didn't mention us by name.
No,
That's all right.
your
But we were
faces
there.
That's okay.
That's all that
As long
matters.
as we were there.
Yes.
So that's kind of crazy. You're going back to Philly. You're gonna try and like just kind of do your thing, get a job in Philly, kind of go back to maybe some would say normal life.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh, I need to go get my stuff in JS. So you fly back to JS, and then you just decide, actually, I'm gonna spend the year here. So it's just like
Exactly.
it took you a year to get your stuff back to Philly. Is that what we're saying?
That's exactly.
That's kind of
exactly
wild.
right.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
Huh. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, because you were like
There's definitely an interesting conversation with my mother.
Sure.
It's like, hey, I'm actually gonna stay out here, but she was actually really supportive, which was like,
Nice.
which was such a blessing. But it's always like how do you think my mom's gonna respond when I'm like, actually, I'm not gonna return home. I'm just gonna stick it out here.
Well, any moms listening, the best thing to do is support your child when they're
Amen.
stepping out in faith to follow Jesus, no matter what that
That's
looks
true.
like.
Shout out to
Yes.
Susan John.
She's cool. So I just wanted to
old
like, you know, because
boss.
like she was my old boss. Yeah, great boss. Best boss I've ever had.
What?
Ooh,
Who else? Oh,
The
sorry.
man across the table from you.
Who? Oh yeah,
Who's my boss?
I forget
Okay,
that you're my boss
boss.
because I just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I show up when I want.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah,
man, my mom almost
yeah.
called a church split right here.
Nah. Earlier this week, Chase was like, Jordan, you're late. And I was like, please, Chase, I show up whenever I want.
That's right.
But whatever. So like last summer, it was like this big decision of like Philly or like California, Philly or California.
Yeah.
So like looking back on all that, how do you feel about that like indecisiveness or like big question now? Do you kind of have like peace about it? Do you feel like, okay, God just kind of got me where he wanted me to be?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a cool thing where it's like, I was so worried about this, but ultimately God got me where he wanted me.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that I learned within that, I guess, that situation was, I guess, definitely over spiritualizing everything, you know? And I think when you're like fresh out of Bible college, it's easy to do that. But I guess this whole last year, I've been trying to get out of that mindset, you know, where it's like,
You want to become less spiritual.
no,
that,
not less spiritual, but just like,
No, I
less-
know what you're
less
saying.
fuzzy.
In your
less
own
weird.
head.
Yeah,
in
less
your own
weird.
mind. Yeah.
So I guess like my big thing was like not looking for signs or anything. Like, oh, give me a sign, I got to go back to Cali. Give me a sign to be in Philly. You know, I think somebody put it in a way where it's like you can just do God's will, God's work, like wherever you're at in Cali or in Philly.
Amen.
Like I don't think it's like the biggest deal where, but it's like what you're doing.
Yeah.
So because of that, I think that definitely took a weight off of my chest. And even now, it's just like maybe it doesn't matter where you're supposed to be, but it's like what you do.
That's
you
true.
know?
Yeah. You can serve God anywhere.
Well, it's like
Exactly.
Jordan Schaefer once told me. He said, Hagen, you can make confirmation out of anything.
Yeah, no.
Is that what I
that's-
said?
that's true.
When did I say
It's
that?
like, this is a sign, this is a sign. You're like, you can find confirmation anywhere. It's like, yes, I can.
No, like I was listening to a podcast.
What
like,
a
that's
wise
not
guy.
wrong. That's so true, though. It's like if you're really looking for a sign, what I heard is like you'll get the sign
Sure.
because you'll overcomplicate every small thing.
You find what you're looking for.
Exactly, just like what we were talking about in dating and everything.
Yeah.
Look at this full circle. It's
Yeah.
full circle.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's true. Especially if you can justify anyone in your mind with being
I
over
think that was the
spiritualizing.
context of your statement to me.
Was
by
it?
the way.
Probably. Yeah. You can you can find a sign in anything. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So tell us some highs and lows about interning at CBI. Much different than being a student.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So tell us a little bit about that.
I guess the highs were this past semester, the second semester of me being there, excuse me, was I gotta like be a dorm group leader. So this year we started doing these things where we like break off about 7 to 8 guys in the campus or even girls, and then we like give them to their leaders and stuff. So we have maybe 4 guy leaders and then a bunch of CBI students in there, like that kind of thing. But I got to like I guess shepherd over a group, which was really cool. And even like
Nice.
Chase Blatt was a part of
yeah.
my group. But it was
So does that involve just encouragement, or does that involve like clean your room?
so I guess the official thing is like it's every Sunday night we meet up. So it's like a once a week after Sunday night service. And then we just kind of do check-ins, like how's everybody doing? How can we pray for you? Do a little Devo here and there maybe.
Yeah.
But it was cool because I guess like our group got really connected. It's like I just opened my room and my roommate Aaron Barrio, shout out to him.
Was he the kitchen guy?
He's not
Just got
anymore.
engaged?
He did get engaged,
Yeah,
but he's
okay.
now one of the best thrift store associates.
Okay, and he's doing Spanish ministry too, maybe?
Yeah,
Is that
he's
him?
taking over
Yeah.
the Spanish ministry.
And is he from Tooele?
He is
originally?
from Tooele.
Okay, yeah.
He's from.
I know him.
He's from like
Sounds like
everywhere.
you do.
Well, so full disclosure,
It's like
when I was there in January visiting a year and a half ago, when I rolled up with Chase to look at it, we got there late and it was past curfew and we were with kids in that common area being too loud, and he came out and he told us all that we had to be quiet.
see, that's the worst part. No, the sad thing is that like
I'm
when
like, I'm
you
sorry,
do
I'm getting in trouble.
curfew, when you do curfew, it
Yeah.
sucks because like he and I talked about it. It's like we don't like telling people to quiet, but
Sure.
it's like
You have to.
We have
Yeah.
to.
Did you feel like you really had the Bible college experience at that moment, Hagen? It's like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
the
just out with my
pastor.
friends so late. Oh no!
Such a bad kid.
Oh no! The curfew guy's coming.
Oh my god.
Time to go to bed.
It was great.
That's cute.
No,
I'm
but
glad
he
you-
and I like opened up our room to be like the unofficial guys lounge because we got like reclining chairs and like bunk
Sheesh.
beds and
Dang.
stuff. So we were doing like movies every other night or pretty much every night.
and no
Yeah.
girls allowed.
Hey man, no
That's
girls
good.
allowed. Look at you, Jordan.
He-Man Woman Haters Club.
That's right. Have you ever seen that movie, Little Rascals?
Hold up, I think that's actually the. Hold up.
I just watched it for the first time recently.
That's the caption of like our.
Really?
Look at that. That's the.
He-Man woman. There you go.
Look at that,
Yes.
look
That's
at
where it
that.
came from.
That's our group chat.
Yeah.
Like,
But have you seen the movie?
yes, I've seen. the
Oh,
movie.
okay. It's just so I
Well,
just
Jordan has
I
now
just
as well,
didn't.
We've
and it
watched
changed
it
his
together.
No, we didn't.
watched it
No, we
together.
didn't.
In your house.
No,
Jordan,
I've
you
never seen
lied.
it. No, I would have remembered that. It was so good. When
I
did we
watched it in your house, or maybe I watched it like with your brothers or something.
You probably watched
But I
it with my
remember watching
brothers.
it.
I was gone. You
I was not there.
See, well, Josh goes over my house all the time.
I go there all the time.
regardless of whether I'm there or not.
Amen.
Yes.
I've been adopted.
Yes. So you get this cool group of like 8 guys, and you really get to pour into them.
Yeah.
And so, what do you guys do on like a typical Sunday night? Do you guys do you like share something with them, or just kind of talk about your week, or?
So yeah, what we normally do is like we go to Applebee's,
Nice.
just get dinner, and then we did like high, lows, water buffalo. So it was like the high of your week, the low of your week, and like a random
Oh wow.
thing that happened
You
in your
almost do that at Young Adults, Jordan. You're just
Sure.
missing that one
We
piece.
do young adults every. I guess you'll see this next Monday. Well, no, you'll
week. We're
probably
not
be
gonna
gone.
be here.
Guess you will never see it.
No, we
Never
do like a
see it.
high and low of your week, but maybe I'll have to throw in the water buffalo part.
Hey.
Really throw a curveball with everyone. They won't know what's kind of. They
That's
won't
gonna
know what's
elevate
hit
the young
them.
adults
Can't wait to
ministry
hear
right there.
Williams Water Buffalo of the week.
He'll probably be like, "Yeah, I went my 20-mile run."
I bought another chainsaw or a trailer. Yeah.
He just loves that Facebook Marketplace. That boy does. Yes, he's a silly guy. Cool. Okay, so then what are some? Because you got pretty intense schedule working at JS. Like you're staying up pretty late, getting up pretty early, or what does that look like?
I mean,
just
it really
kinda
like
depends.
varies on the day. Like some days it can be like a normal 8 to 5, and then other
Nice.
days it's like it's a very like every day looks different. To be honest,
Do they have all staff meetings or no?
all staff?
Like everyone on staff is at this meeting?
Oh no,
Yeah.
they just have like the big guys. I used to be a part
You
of
don't
that
get to
though.
go.
I gotta go.
Oh, you did.
Because,
no more?
The sound guys are like they gotta be there because like what if we're running an event? So it's like we gotta be in the know.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah,
Maybe we should just have the big guys.
it's just Hagen and Jordan.
The
Just
big
get along.
guys. That's right. Okay. Cool. Okay, so then what were some? Was there any times where it's like, man, I'm super tired. This is hard. This is rough, or was it just yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of those.
Would you work like 40 hours a week total, or more than that, or if you like keeping track? How
I had to write down 40 hours. 40 hours is all I'm allowed to work, but everything else is.
Oh, but then you went up.
Volunteer above and beyond.
Yeah. Those extra 40 hours are treasures in heaven. Anything beyond that, you got that waiting for you as an
Hey man,
inheritance.
I'm looking forward to it.
There you
I
go.
want to see what I earned.
Yes. You'll get that
Sounds so
paycheck in
bad.
heaven. Yes. The paycheck Gerald never gave you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Jesus will hand that to you.
There you
That's
go.
good.
Bro, I thought you were trying to get him on the podcast.
One of these days, Gerald, if you're listening, we'll get you up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. So now kind of coming back, like we kind of talked about at the beginning, you kind of felt like this like pressure. It's like, oh, if I'm not in ministry, I'm like a loser. I'm wasting my life. Do you still kind of feel that way, or have you kind of gone out of that now that you're back in Philly?
I've definitely gotten out of that mindset.
Okay.
I think that this past year being at Joshua Springs, it really like reshaped my mindset, because I was still getting poured into a bunch of guys from Philly while being out there. And I think one thing that really stuck out was like ministry is not supposed to be like an identity or a label. It has to be like a heart thing, you know. It's like you want to serve others, you want to like help people. So I think I made it my aim, and it was cool because like around this time is like when I got to be a dorm group leader. You know, I was like, okay, I got to make it about them, not really about me. Like, what's my role, my responsibility, or how can I help a church? You know, it's like you got to see the broken, see the outcast, and just like pour into them and just have a burden for them, you know? So I don't really have that mindset where it's like, okay, I'm not doing ministry, I'm a failure. You know, I think it's just kind of like that unspoken thing.
Sure.
from
Would you maybe
CDI.
say that like ministry is just loving the people who are around you, whether you
yeah.
have a title or not?
Wow.
I think that's maybe.
I mean, I'd say so. I'd say so because I love it. Somebody really had like, this was really, really profound. It's like serving God doesn't mean like serving church. Like that's serving people. But it was like really like you can serve God at a white collar job, blue collar job. You can serve God doing anything, you know, but
White collar jobs, blue collar job. Is blue collar police?
no.
Blue
What's the-
collar's like more basic. White collar would be like you're wearing like
office?
a nice shirt going to the office.
Yeah.
Blue collar worker is just like
And are there other collars?
No,
There's
only
just
two
white
collars.
Oh, okay. Huh. Okay.
But the whole-
I just always wondered that, and I've never Googled it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And some people don't even have collars.
Sure. Is that us?
I guess so.
Yeah. We're just no collar workers.
Or no
Yeah.
collar workers.
Well, isn't there like a if you're like a if you like work for the church, there's like a type of collar people would say.
You wear it backwards. So the tab is
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about like the priests.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That they just sound like
a man of the cloth, they call it.
we're all stupid. We're just having our tags stick out.
Yes.
That's a little silly. Okay.
But this whole like ministry, not your identity thing, I think is good. I think in general, people, specifically men, take what they do for work on as identity.
Yeah.
And you really see it when guys retire, like they don't know what to do with their life because now they're no longer the electrician or the plumber or the pastor. But to me, that's why personally, I don't do on my social media. It's not Pastor Hagen Miller. To me, that's weird.
That is weird.
Because like, well, this isn't Pastor Hagen's. This is Hagen's Facebook and Instagram, and you get these guys that anywhere you look online, it's like Pastor so and so, and it's like I don't know if that's healthy. Sure. Because you are always the pastor, yes, but you're more than that. So. Yeah.
And even how like they introduce themselves or want to be introduced.
Yeah.
It's like I am Pastor Jordan Schaefer.
Yeah.
It's like it's just I don't know. It sounds weird to me.
Yeah.
But it's just like
There's a guy in town whose license plate is Reverend in his last name. That's his license
man.
plate.
wow.
It's fine, I guess, but to me, it's just like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who you are goes much beyond the
calling or the title.
the
that
9 to
God-
5 that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's actually weird that you bring that up, is because in like the Indian, I guess like the Indian
Teach us about your
environment.
culture,
No.
Man,
In, like
I've
the
been
church
waiting for this.
environment, I guess like the denomination I grew up like till I was 5. Then we left. It was like it's called Marthama.
Okay.
The reason why it's Thoma is because like Thomas went to India.
Sure.
you call the priests or bishops, I don't know exactly their title, but they're not pastors. You call them uchins. And I have an uncle who's an uchin, and like nobody's allowed to call him by his name except for like his dad. If you call him anything but uchin, like that's disrespectful.
Huh.
So that's like crazy, like going off of like, yeah, Reverend so and so. So it's
Well,
like,
maybe my new license plate will be Uchin.
That's interesting.
People say,
Uchin
"What's
Miller."
that?" It'll be like, "You don't even know. You don't even understand."
You don't even understand Indian culture. That's crazy.
That's
yeah, well, I
nice.
guess like other countries just have this big, heavy like respect culture where it's like, well, like, and
you
then,
are a man of God, you know?
sure, or yeah, like you don't mess with the man of God. Yeah, you don't question
Do
the
not
man
touch
of
God's anointed.
Yeah, you don't touch. Yes, and like Asian culture where it's just like if you're old, if your people are older than you, like you never.
There's a respect of elders.
Yeah.
And there's people in this church who only call me Pastor Hagen, honestly.
Sure.
And I never asked them to. But most people, especially those who know me, just call me Hagen.
Sure, and
or hey you.
there's a
But some call me Hayden. That's because they just don't know my
and
name.
some call you Jordan. Some call me Hagen.
Yeah, that's right. Just call me what-
Some people call me Hagen.
That's funny.
Yeah, so just usually younger kids.
Yeah, in our
my
Bible
goodness.
class.
Hagen. Wait, what's my name? But yeah, and that's not like a completely bad thing.
Sure.
To
Yeah.
have this respect culture. I think there's like a pendulum where it's like maybe in America we've gone so far away from respecting elders, respecting parents, respecting people in authority, and it's like, but you can definitely get too far the other way. So you
yeah.
kind of like that middle road analogy. Just want to
Ooh.
get to your destination, stay in the
There you
middle
go.
road where it's like,
Yes.
See, there's a point to the start of the podcast. I don't think
That
it's just
banter-
banter.
Bantering comes back around.
some people would
doesn't
say the banter's essential.
It is.
It's the,
I'd
it's the
say so.
foundation of
that we
the
can
episode.
build everything off of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So respect your elders.
There you go.
Yeah,
The
respect.
takeaway.
Sure. Because some would say in America we worship this idea of youth. We're like focused on youth, and it's like it's an insult
Raising the
for
next
someone to be,
generation.
or to point out that someone's older. It's an insult in our culture because it's like, oh, I want to appear young, I want to look young, I want to seem young. And it's like, well, sure, I get why, but it's like being older is a good thing. And it's like the Bible even talks about like the gray hair head is like the one that's honored or whatever. It has a crown, and it's like you should, like, you're old, like you should take pride in that. And
Yeah.
we're like always kind of demeaning that. So don't want to do that.
And you can't fight it.
Sure, it's gonna happen.
Time is not on your side.
Yeah.
Amen.
You're gonna get older, so might as well just embrace it as like, yeah, I'm older and I know more than all these young folk. And I'm gonna tell them what's up, and that's good.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, it's just like anytime our social media page shows like old people or even like Gerald teaching, if we get a phone call, like take that down.
Really? Wait, at JS? When the social media would show Gerald Hagerman teaching?
Yeah, it's like, okay, he's not the pastor of this church, take him down.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah, because to appeal to the younger audience, you don't want to show this like old guy.
Yeah. Or even just like pictures of older people. It's like, no, we're a young church, take those old people off.
Dang.
secrets.
That's crazy. The secrets come out.
Secrets come out.
So
I
what
should
are
write a book.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's kind of timely right now. Who's that guy who's writing a book about Biden and how he had like all this dimension? Like one of the CNN guys.
Yeah.
He's going on this book tour.
The secret no one knew. It's like, except for everyone except for your network. Like, what's the deal with this?
Yeah. I had no idea that he was falling apart mentally. It's like we all could see it. Everyone could see it.
Gosh.
It took him about 5-6 years.
Yeah. So you're back in Philly. What's the plan? What's the obviously God has your future and you don't have to worry, but what's the kind of like the next couple steps that you think would be wise for you to take?
Yeah, no, I was, I'm thinking about it, but I think the best thing to do is to like take a step back from ministry. It's not
Sabbatical, they call it.
Good.
I'm not even a pastor. I'm taking a sabbatical.
Good.
No, but I was talking to a few mentors, and I think that we all came to like agreement, even myself, because like I had that, I had on my heart. I was like, I think this is a season to sit rather than serve. I think right now it's like I need to
I
be
think we
poured
have a lot of
into.
people in our church with that man.
Okay.
Your season's over. Let's go.
Children's ministry meeting this Sunday. Be there.
No,
keep
but
going, yeah.
but yeah, I'm thinking about like getting into a trade at the moment.
Nice.
Like Pokemon card trading? Or?
Exactly, just that Pokemon card trading. I'm good at that.
Yeah?
Just like third grade, you know.
Yeah, I don't know much about
No.
I
But
don't know
like,
much about the pocket demons, which is what Pokemon means, but
Okay, yes. Keep going, Josh. Don't
I'm
let them
trying to
get you
pick up a trade. I think it'd be cool to like find a job where like they can train me on the spot.
Sure.
So I'm trying to like keep an eye out for those, but I want to like keep my hobbies. So like I want to keep like fine tuning them. Like I still want to work on like audio production or audio engineering or like photography, editing, like all that
Yeah.
stuff. You know.
The world needs more electricians.
Hey.
You should become an electrician.
AI is going to use up a lot of electricity, so we need
Yeah.
it.
And they'll always need people to come fix these machines.
Yeah. No, I saw
That'll
like
never be out of-
statistically was like in the future like electricians are gonna get as much as like lawyers get paid.
Sure. Because
like,
AI
oh.
could replace a lot of a lawyer's typing
Yeah.
job and information.
That's what lawyers do. They type.
Yeah, they write out requests for the judge or whatever.
And
I
they
don't
just
know.
like know the law, but it's like you can just have a system that knows the law.
Amen.
Sure.
And be like,
Yeah.
so and so did this and broke the law. How can I argue against them? Here's your argument. Thanks, AI.
Yeah.
You just saved me
Sure.
$1,000 an hour with a lawyer.
Yeah.
Dude,
Write me a
it's like
Sunday
a-
morning message on 2 Corinthians chapter 5.
I think that's the thing. It's called
You'll
like,
be done.
church AI.
Yeah,
Is that a real thing?
it is a thing.
Yeah.
Not that I know. They send me emails. I ignore them.
Really?
Yeah.
How
And what do
get
they
on
want
the-
you to do?
Use it.
And it just writes your messages for you or like helps
yeah,
you?
what helps you?
Because I can see it's like I'll use it. Not that but like the people could use it as a tool, right?
Well, it's just
to-
like Google,
like
in a sense.
information.
Like
yeah.
I'll Google verses, like
Oh yeah, I do that.
to like quick find a verse or whatever. I'll be like, yeah, type it into
Fearfully and
Google.
wonderfully made Psalm 139.
Yeah, so why not just
something.
use AI that can actually do a little bit more deeper cross-referencing and collaboration
Sure.
of things.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then what's crazy, this is what I need to do. This is what we need to do. We need to take all of our notes, upload them into an AI system. Then we have all of our own messages in a database that we can then steal what we've already mentioned from who knows how long ago and like build from it.
And
It's
that's
like you
it.
just have your stuff in there and then you can help get it back out instead of just being stuck with what you can remember. Like
That's
it's
a good
really
idea.
smart.
That would be an AI database. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think you just have to build this thing in AI where it's just pulling from. I just would like have access to all the messages I ever taught, and then I could be like, "What was that one joke I told about da da da?" And I
10
just have
years
like a
ago.
few prompts, and it'd be like, "Oh, it's probably this one." I'll be like, "That was it from 5 years ago,"
Wow.
and it can just like spit things out. Yeah,
Well, like I told the kids on Thursday, you can teach yourself the Bible today in ways that you never could before. It's like you're reading the Bible as like a 12-year-old guy and you just don't know what this means. Oh, if only there was a way I could figure out what this Bible verse means. Just Google it and
Blue
it will
Letter
tell
Bible.
you. Blue Letter Bible. I did mention Enduring Word. And
We are not
it's just like
sponsored, by the way. I think
we
should
are
say
not
that.
sponsored. No, that's okay. But it's just like, yeah, anyone can just kind of teach themselves the Bible.
Yeah.
And just kind of look at it and be like, oh, that's what it means. And then it kind of all connects and you get the context and it's a really cool thing.
I also think it's like really helpful that we have like all your favorite speakers, like their messages online.
Sure.
So I'm kind of like doing my own CBI program with just like with like Joe Foch,
With
John
the
Randall,
elite.
Mike
Yeah.
Foch,
Listen to the best ones.
and then Jordan.
you can go
Schaefer,
back and
Nathan
listen
Miller.
to, of course, you can go back and listen to old conferences and just
Right.
kind of, yeah, all that good stuff.
but on the ministry thing, like you're still going to be going to Calvary Chapel Philly, right?
Oh, for sure.
And there's opportunities that'll come up for you to serve there in whatever area.
Yeah.
While you're also looking for what you're going to do in life. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, they need help with whatever. Like you'll get plugged in somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
like that's definitely the plan. Like I still want to be involved and
Yeah.
plugged in. But yeah, it just looks like a season of being like taking a few steps back from, like I said, like that identity. You know, I think it's like I'd rather this is what the next season looks like because I think it would give me more of like a healthier mindset to be like, okay, this is how I can do ministry in a healthy way without making it like my identity. You know,
Yeah. And that'll be good because when you do get like a real job or whatever, you can be reminded, oh, like I'm an electrician, but like that's not my identity.
Exactly.
And you can just kind of have this mindset where it's like, this is what I do to make money, but I serve Jesus is like my primary goal. Even if that's not like
Exactly.
an official role, like or whatever.
Yeah.
You can just have that healthy mindset and not get sucked into well, this is just what I do, and this is just who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll leave the pastoring to Joe Foch and all
Right.
that. Yeah, it's like, no, I can serve and love people just like they can. And I can do it better.
Oh my goodness. No. I did not say that, Joe Foch. If you're listening to this, because
I'm sure he is
listening to it.
Yes.
I'm not in agreement with this
Yes.
guy.
Thanks, Joe, for all the books you gave us at the ECPC. I'm trying
Thank
to.
you that the senior pastors got more.
Yes. Wasn't there one that I wanted to take from you?
Yeah.
I'll go. Yeah. We'll
It's
see.
at my house, I think.
Okay.
Safe.
I'm sure you've already read through them all, right?
All of them.
I just add them to the shelf.
Yeah. Good.
Will you read these? I've looked at them.
Nice. I was talking to one of the kids at youth, Ethan, and he says like, yeah, I read like 200 pages a week.
Wow.
And it's just like, whoa, he's crazy. Like, that's my
crazy.
goal. That's where I want to get to.
Yeah.
One day.
I'll be able to read as much as him.
Dude, then you can read all the books on your bookshelf.
Heck yeah. That's a good goal to have. Read all the books that are already on your bookshelf. Don't need to order more off of Amazon. Read the ones already there.
Is that like you? You like grab as many books
I've
as you
read
can,
probably most of them, but there's probably some that I could probably.
and you're still getting more?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
I'll have to read this book.
This
You
would be so
order it and you
beneficial.
get it, it's just like, we'll just put this on
Yeah.
the shelf. Yeah, it's a bad habit to get into.
So what book are you currently reading?
I'm reading this book. I'm trying to read this book about Jehovah. Yeah, I should be all honest. And this is good. I enjoy it, but it's like about the Jehovah Witnesses. About like 100 pages into that. But then I'm also trying to read this book about like the pre-tribulation rapture and like it's like super short, so I'll probably just try and read that so I can have a sense of accomplishment that you finished it. That kind of helps you just get something done.
Were they both given at the ECPC?
No, I ordered the JW one on my own because I got all fired up because some JWs showed up to my door. And they're set up right over there by the post office. And it just got so mad when I didn't get mad. It just got so like.
Righteous anger,
Yeah,
righteous
just,
wrath.
I want to go talk to him.
Go flip over their newsstand.
Yeah, I should. But I won't. Yeah. It's
That's
like, well, I
self-control right
do
there.
have things to do today. Besides
you?
Just argue. Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I have this.
You're prepping for camp?
Prepping for camp. I want to reset the sanctuary for Sunday, so that'll be good. And yeah, just kind of get everything ready for camp and make sure we're all good, and that will probably be most of the day. And
Do you want to give the viewers a little insider of what camp's gonna look like?
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We got
Yes.
it's gonna be great.
No, that's the best way. Yeah.
Yeah, we got like 60 people, including kids and leaders, 60, maybe even 65 with some trickling in. So that's going to be cool. We're going to get there. We're going to do 6 different sessions through the book of 1 Peter.
Hey, hey.
So that's going to be awesome. We're going to try and do the whole book of 1 Peter, talk about our identity in Jesus and who we really are. The theme verse is 1 Peter 2:9. This is, but you
Who
are
gets the theme verse?
not me, but I'm going to
Oh.
talk about it for the first session. So I'm going to do like the
I
first.
thought you would.
Yeah, I'm going to do the first session. I'm going to talk a lot about it. And
You're
so-
stealing some other guy's job?
No, like then they can talk about because it's the theme verse. We can talk about it twice.
Okay.
Or hopefully, maybe even more than twice.
Ooh.
Because it's kind of the kind of theme. And we got some great worship, got great communion. But then it's gonna be just a lot of fun. We got archery, rock climbing, mountain biking. There's a lake there, so we'll do canoeing and swimming, and got all sorts of games and fun activities planned. So
Is this your second? This is your second.
this is my second
Camp.
one. Yes.
You feel a lot more confident?
For the most part, yeah. It's a little. I mean, this can definitely be interesting because I've never been to this camp before.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna show up and be like, okay, I guess this is where we're doing what we're doing.
Where was the last one at?
It was in Chalice at
Okay.
a
Living Waters.
Living Waters Ranch. Yes, not Water Springs.
Yeah.
Church in Idaho Falls, Living Waters Ranch, which I got confused many times.
Oh no.
But yeah, this one's just in Stanley. So, but it should be good. Yeah, I'm excited, and they're always good, and I'm excited for the kids that we have going. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, we got a good group.
Yeah.
Eclectic bunch.
Yeah, very interesting group, and it's cool that we get to kind of have some other kids from other churches come and minister to them as well, and kind of give them a really fun week. So,
Is it cool? Like,
although we're
being-
charging them, our kids get the fun for free. You don't.
Are you? Oh wait, for real? Like Salmon
Yeah,
gets
for
to go
real.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
that's a
the
good deal right
blessings of
there.
going to our church.
You don't need to spend it on.
I mean, their
LED
church
screen.
can sponsor their kids if they want.
Sure.
But yeah, however they want to do it. But we pay for our own kids to go.
Yep.
So yeah.
Right.
However they want to do it. Yeah. Yep. So that should be great. I'm excited that you're here, Josh. and it's gonna be fun.
Right.
Yep.
Is it
be
cool
awesome.
like being a youth pastor and seeing like the kids you were once teaching now being leaders?
Sure. Yes, they grow up so fast.
Your children.
Yes.
You're like my
Yeah.
children, and you grow up and you marry each other. That's what Michael Scott says.
I don't think they're gonna marry each other though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not. No, it is cool. I mean, we just had a graduation, so it's cool to see all these kids graduate. It's like, oh wow, you're gonna be a little mini adult now.
Wow.
Go out in the
So
world.
Reva's party was last night, right?
It was great.
Do you know what number of the month it is?
Today or yesterday? It was the 6th yesterday. It's the 7th today.
Yeah, but so what number of the day is the 6th? What number of the month is?
Oh, it's June.
Yeah.
So that's 6.
And guess what time the party was at?
Oh no.
I'm not reading into anything. I'm just telling you.
June 6th.
At 6 p.m. 666. Wow. I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
It's just
Yeah.
a coincidence. It wasn't planned
Dang.
at all.
Crazy. Well, it was a great time. Very godly party.
I ate too much.
The food was good.
I went
was good
home and was
food.
like, and then I slept on the couch till 1 a.m. and then I got up and went to bed, which I never do, but I was just wiped out. Yeah.
You just wiped. Oh, because you met with that lady about the funeral.
Yeah, I did that as well. But yeah, so it's just a lot, but
Wow.
I don't know.
What were you watching?
Didn't even, I was looking at my Instagram reels and then just went to bed on the couch.
Wow.
The time between reeling and sleeping, which they're very fuzzy, I bet.
That's right.
It was like,
Yeah.
did you realize when the reels stopped? Did you wake up and they were still going?
No.
You just go back to scrolling.
Where was I?
Has that
You
ever
just
happened to
stuck
you?
on one for 3 hours straight on repeat because you're not scrolling.
Dude, that's happened to me. That's happened to me.
Instagram's like,
Oh
have
my
to adjust
goodness.
the algorithm. He really loves this stuff.
It's just like something weird.
Yeah.
Like something about like horses. Now all you get is horse stuff.
So it's going to take me a month to straighten this thing out now. That's,
Have you ever seen horses just shoot back as fast as you can?
that's the old
Not interested. Not interested.
one. Yeah.
Man.
That's
It's
good.
crazy.
Wow. Well, what do you got going on today, Hagen, before we end this?
I'm doing a funeral up at the cemetery graveside, which is nice and simple. Just might have to dig the hole for the ashes, which is exciting. So I'm going to have a shovel just
Well,
in
hopefully
case.
they have like a piece of land set aside.
Yeah, they got the land.
Okay,
We're
good.
just picking a random spot. But there's just like some miscommunication going on. So I'm just showing up with the Bible verses they asked for, which is generally all the ones I use, and a shovel. And we'll see what happens. But it's not the weirdest one I've done.
Really?
If I have to dig a hole for ashes.
Do tell.
So we used to have this guy in our church who owned a green cemetery, which means no embalming of the bodies. They die and you just plant them in the ground. So this guy died in Boise. They brought him up. I kid you not. He's in the back of, there's this body in the back of a truck that's wrapped in a tarp that's ratchet strapped to a board. They back the truck up to the hole that this guy dug with a backhoe. We throw the guy in. Now they want to save the ratchet straps, okay? So someone goes down in the hole, takes the ratchet straps off, and brings them up. It was rather interesting.
That's
yeah,
wild.
That was the weirdest funeral I've ever
You
done.
gotta save the ratchet
It's
straps.
cheap. It's cheap, but it's weird. I just recommend getting burnt.
Yeah.
Cremation.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Is that how you would want to go?
No. I want the whole fancy.
Jordan wants to be stuffed in his casket like this. Is he sleeping? He always slept like this.
so they can remember me. Yes. Yes. I want to be able.
Little Buster, it's your dad's last nap.
Probably, hopefully, granddad.
Hopefully Buster's
Yeah.
your granddad.
Yeah. Hopefully, yes. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I like it. Just want. Hopefully, I'm rich enough that I can afford that. Hopefully, I'm not broke. Yeah.
I just think I can smell them.
What do you mean?
I smell the bodies. I think it's the formaldehyde or something. I walk into a funeral home with a body and it's like I can just tell there's this smell to me. Or it's a perfume they use to try to cover up the dead smell. Whatever it is, I don't like it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna be there forever. I'm gonna get put in the ground. Yeah. And
Okay.
when the rapture happens, I'll be ready to go right away.
That's right. You can't be cremated.
Yeah.
How are you going to be raptured?
It's crazy. Yeah, of course.
Disassembled back to assemble. Out of
right.
nowhere. Hey.
From dust you are to dust you will return.
Wow.
That's right. Well, Josh, thanks for spending this time with
Thanks
us.
for having me.
It's been a good time. see you guys on the next one. Hopefully we'll be able to do a camp review or something like that, or
yeah.
we'll let you guys know what happened there. But this has been the Calvary Chapel Salmon Podcast. See you later.